You know, in life, it's all about timing, man. And I feel right now in time is the perfect time to get this message out to my people, man. I'm going to talk to you about how you can become religious. If you're secular and you don't keep Shabbat, if you're secular and you don't eat kosher, if you're secular and you don't practice Taharat HaMishpacha, I'm going to show you right now in a 7-minute speech how you could do it. The first thing you need to know, if a guy like me that came from the street, that wasn't such a good person, could do it, anybody could do it. My family grew up, we used to celebrate Christmas. I'm afraid to even put this on tape, but that's real talk. You know, we were traditional Jews, but all of our neighbors were not Jews. So we used to hang out with this Italian family, the Murgatroyds. It's like a movie. And we used to go to their house and they used to celebrate Christmas, and we'd go there for dinner. I would get Christmas presents under the tree. I'm not playing with you, bro. So if a guy like me can change his whole life around and get stuck to God, for sure you could do it, yo. That's number one. Number two, the only way to become religious is you have to know that God is real and that his Torah is real. And this could be proven real easily. First, we'll say God. God, for sure, I can prove to you in less than 20 seconds that he's real. How? I'll show you. Every creation has a creator. That means nature is a creation. Somebody had to create it. Obviously, only a God can create that. So that gets that out of the way. So now we know there's a God. But how do we know that he watches us and that he judges us and that we have a reward and punishment at the end of our life when we get judged? How do we know that? You know how we know that? From the Torah. Now, I used to think like everybody else, they just made it up. Do you really believe? They try to scare people with religion. Yeah, I know there's a God. I'm not an atheist, but give me a break. How do I know I have to keep Shabbat? I'll tell you how, man. Dig into the Torah and check. I'll give you just one proof to show that the Torah cannot be written by men. This should be enough for any human being listening to this right now to know that the Torah is divine. I'm not playing tricks with you. Listen to me, man. A lot of y'all know me, man, and a lot of y'all know I was very, very super secular. And I'm not a fool, bro. So if I spend 4 or 5 years of my life studying to get closer to God in order to keep, and I'm coming to give you the message, take heed to it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not some silly guy that gets easily fooled and tricked. So if I'm coming and telling you that the Torah is divine, listen to what I'm saying, bro. I know what I'm talking about. Here, I'll give you the proof. Just one. There's a billion of them, bro, but I'll give you just one simple one. It says in the Torah that God fed the children of Israel man and told them, don't keep for tomorrow. Trust me that I'll feed you tomorrow. Trust me. Have trust in me. Of course, there were some Jews that went and hid and took some extra and put it in a jar. And the Torah says that first the worms came and then it became rotten. That's what the Torah says. Now, if you look at any food, first it gets rotten and then the worms come. So it looks like a clear mistake in the Bible. But then when the microscope was invented, they saw that first microscopic worms come, and that's what makes the food rotten. Now, I'm asking you, bro, who would know that? Who would have the guts a man would put that in a book, that first the worms come and then it gets rotten, when we all see that it's not like that? Gotta remember, the Torah was written thousands of years ago. This isn't something that was written when the microscope came out and then it was written. No, it was written thousands of years before the invention of the microscope. That should be enough for any Jew to get the point that this is real. You understand? So that should be enough to spark your interest to go read the Torah yourself. There's hundreds upon hundreds of prophecies. And I'm not talking about in the prophets. I'm talking about directly in the Torah. Directly in the Torah, you can look and you'll find, man. Now, one of the things about keeping Shabbat that's very hard is that, when you're secular, you're so addicted to this material world. You understand what I'm saying? And you don't realize the material world is like a cigarette. It'll give you pleasure, but temporary pleasure. The materialistic world is just like a cigarette. It'll give you pleasure, but it'll give you temporary pleasure. See, what you don't understand is that the body is a vehicle to receive temporal pleasure. The soul is a vehicle to receive endless pleasure. So if your soul is not sated and stuck to God from its original place where it came from, and it's far away from its home, it's going to feel lost. It's going to feel depressed. It's going to feel sad. Yeah, you could put a smile on for the whole world. It's no problem. But in your intimate moments when you're by yourself, you feel like you do sins or that you're not doing the right thing. You understand what I'm saying? That's if you have a conscience, which I'm assuming everybody that I send this to has a conscience and it's alive. So then you're going to understand, man, that the whole point of this world is to come back to this world as a test to fix what you need to fix. And if you came to this world not keeping Shabbat like I did, used to celebrate Christmas, bro, think about that. You're not even thinking, man. Just put your head and wrap it around that. And I'm telling you, man, the only way you could go from being secular to religious is to bury your soul in the Torah. Just like they bury a body in the ground and it's surrounded by earth, you need to take your soul and bury it in the Torah. Slowly, you start to clean your soul. You start to purify your brain. You'll start to know that to look at immodest women is wrong because God said so. You'll start to learn that to keep Shabbat will show appreciation to God because He told you in the Torah. Please be a witness to the world and show the world that I worked on 6 days and I rested on the seventh. And when you do the same, it's making a testament to God, to the world, to show that you believe, that you know that Shabbat is a holy day because God ordained it to be holy. If you know me, you know I love music. You never catch me listening to music on Shabbat, bro. Why? Because I sacrifice for Hashem. You understand? And that's the message that I want to give to the people out there, man. You can do it. I did it. Guaranteed you could do it. A lot of you are not starting where I started from. I started way behind the line. You understand what I'm saying? Bad midot, secular, everything. And I worked on myself, man. I got to myself where I am now, where I could give a speech on it. You understand? Think about that. That should be enough to motivate anybody out there listening to this. If you have 1% in your heart that you want to keep Shabbat, listen to this. It'll help you. Call me. Email me, campkeek@gmail.com. It's not a problem, yo. I'll give you all my wisdom to help you gain the same knowledge to help you keep Shabbat. You understand what I'm saying? But remember it like this, man. God gave you 7 days of the week and He's only asking you for 1 day. The other 6 days of the week, He's not bothering you that much. He asks very little, but 1 day, He said, Gerald, I gave you life. I gave you 7 days. I'm asking for 1 back. You can't give me 1 day back? Think about it like that, man. The way to beat this Yetzer Hara, your evil inclination, is with spiritual wisdom. That's the only way to defeat him. And once you defeat him, keeping Shabbat will be easy. Not only will it be easy, you'll feel peace like I do. You'll feel blessed like I do. I'll never forget, after every Shabbat I keep, just when it's over, and now I say, I daven Arvit, and I say Havdalah. At that moment, I feel very blessed. You know why? Because I accomplished something. Not physically, spiritually. Remember that. The soul and the spirit last forever. Let's all do our best to work on our soul and get close to God, because in the end, you're not going to lose from that, man. I promise you. Hashem, please help anybody that listens to this quick 7-8 minute talk to know that the right thing to do is to get stuck to you. The best blessing you can get in this world is peace. And the Torah, when studied correctly, will give you that peace. And it's not a temporal peace. It's a spiritual peace where your soul feels sated. I love you, man. As to anybody listening to this, bro, I love you. And to Hashem, I love you more.